Yeah, he does.
Young version. You should just let it go, huh?
Do you need help?
Hi Summer, hi Joe. I'm so happy for you. I've known you since you were a baby, Summer, and I'm so proud of the woman you've become and the life that you've made. I love you so much.
Yeah, we got Emily and David.
Yep. Well, Emily and David.
That way.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to.
Aaron and Bree. There. Just man, maid of honor.
Oh, they're doing something.
Anthony Soden.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna leave it. Do you want me to spin?
Right.
They're doing a.
How about this?
it's okay. It's a short walk. Be big dramatic. We'll do our little deal, and then we'll just kind of like.
Wait, we're doing a pretty ball, not us.
Yeah, maybe throw a spin.
Check. All right, if I could have everybody take a seat, we're going to introduce the bridal party right now. All right, here we go. First up, we have Emily and David with their best groove. Here they go.
Here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. If the shop comes
All right, but never outdone by Aaron and Bree.
it feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts on my guys ain't gonna
The best man, they're gonna keep it real cool. The best man and maid of honor, Anthony Soto and Sierra Davis. We have Mr. and Mrs. Diaz. Everybody on their feet, give a round of applause, Mr. and Mrs. Diaz.
I've never seen a movie so good. Oh yeah.
Highway run till the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round on my mind. Restless hearts keep alone.
Let's give them a round of applause. Faithfully by Long Haul. Once again, Mr. and Mrs. Baez. We're going to get them seated, we're going to get them fed, and then we'll start working on all of you guys. I've got some questions that I'm going to be asking. Oh. Okay. You sound like you had a question. Yeah, you guys can all take your seat up here. Bridesmaids, you guys can all take your seat. On the count of 3, Mr. and Mrs. Baeza. Keep it going, keep it going! Woo! All right, like I was saying, after we get the bride to bed, I'll go around. I've got some questions. If you guys know it, we'll let you go 10 at a time. If you guys can answer the question. If you can't answer the question, we know you crashed the wedding, and we get to see you dance later. How does that sound? Be sure to get some drinks over here if you guys haven't found that. If you haven't found the bathroom, it's around the back over here on this side. Really nice, cool porta potties. Please don't hang out in them. I know it's air conditioned, but there will be a line. You guys can take stands so we can. We can give them a round of applause. These are the grandparents. Hi, Roland and Dory. And the groom's parents, Joe and Melanie. You guys made it happen. Thank you.
Hello, what can I get you?
Hey, look at the beer guy.
It's Uncle Mike's birthday today, right? Everybody join me in singing happy birthday? Yeah! Happy birthday to you! Woo! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Uncle Michael! Happy birthday to you!
From across the room.
I thank you everyone for coming together to celebrate Summer and Joseph's union. If you don't know me, my name is Andy Soto. I am the best man.
There you are.
I'm proud to be standing next to my best friend that I grew up playing football and band since freshman year of high school. And staying up all night playing guitar. When your relationship first began, I had my concerns. Because how young you two were, and the distance you both shared. With Summer living in LA, and Joseph living in Portugal and Burnaby, I had my doubts. Especially with Joe not knowing how to drive. There wasn't an incident of all in the frying, and back into the car. And I'll leave it at that. That changed when I saw both of you being so supportive of each other, and even through working and pursuing your goals in another city. You two showed me that through trust and perseverance, the distance made your relationship stronger. You both defeated the old notion that long distance does not work out. It gives me hope and joy to see your relationship from passion into marriage. I wish you two the best days and strength for the worst days. I love you both.
That was the best fans. Now we have the maid of honor.
Come on, Sierra Beer.
Alright. Well, I know we've all been waiting a very, very long time for this. There are so many things I could say about these two, but Summer warned me I'm not allowed to roast Joe or her. So, while Summer and I were growing up, we weren't close at all. We had a love-hate relationship. Most days it was hate. We fought more than anybody else that I know. But when we were in high school, Summer almost got a girl for me in the middle of lunch one day, and from there I knew that she did love me. When we got older, we started to get much closer. Once I moved away to college, Summer and I quickly became best friends. She was my first phone call. Tissue.
You got this.
She's always my first phone call for anything. And then once her and Joe moved in together, he became part of our trio. Now I don't just call Summer to talk to her. When I call her, I say, "Hey, where's Joe at? I have something to tell y'all." They're both my biggest supporters and hold all my secrets and frustrations. I couldn't imagine having it any other way. Most times, Joe laughs more at my jokes and sarcasm than Summer does. She just rolls her eyes and continues on with the conversation. Joe, I hope you know you found yourself the most incredible friend that you could ask for. She is someone who will always be in your corner no matter what, and hold you to a high standard when you're wrong. She is someone who will love you fiercely, even when you just wrong. And you found someone who will stand by you forever. Someone you can always count on. You're one lucky man. Summer, you finally found someone that'll put up with you. I know how much Joe loves you. I can see it when I'm around with you guys. I can tell by the way he talks about with you when you're not around. And I love how he supports you and worries about the tiniest little things, like your eyebrow debacle. He called you multiple times that day to make sure your eyebrows were fixed for this wedding. You found someone who loves you for who you are, and someone who is truly your perfect match. Joe, I couldn't be more thankful to have you as my brother and welcome you to our family. You have been a light in Summer's life, and you made her happier than I've ever seen her. I love how much you love her, and I love that I have never questioned your love for her. I wish you both many, many years of happiness and patience because we both really need it. I'm so proud of you guys, and I love you guys so much.
Next up, we have Peyton. Peyton, you're up.
Hi everyone, I'm Peyton. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. First to start, I know you guys know him as Joseph or Joe, but to me he's always been Mickey. So to start off, I am the first cousin of the group on both sides, very long story. And so a couple of months ago, someone asked me if I wanted to give a speech. I of course said yes. But we did have to cover one ground rule, and that was that I only got one joke. So my one joke is, what do you call a fake noodle and impasta. Anyway, moving on. So today, of course, is the official day. You guys are now, Summer's now a part of the family, but to me, she's been a part of the family for as long as I can remember. A couple of months ago, I turned 18 and we come to the realization Summer has been a part of my life for over half of it, 9 years. So while you are officially now Baeza, you've always been one to us. And so today, Mr. and Mrs. Baeza, as you guys start your journey, I just want to say that I can't wait to watch the life you guys grow together. And I hope that it's filled with lots of love, joy, happiness, and of course, many laughs. Congratulations.
Roland, you're next. Oh, give a round of applause. Roland.
Apparently there's some people from my youth group here that know I'm going on.
Oh, all right. We got 5 days filled.
Sorry, 24. Do I need a mic or? No? All right. This is going to be long, so I'm glad I already ate. I've been waiting 27 years, so be patient. I want to thank everybody first for coming. A lot of people came from long distances and made some sacrifices to get here. We really appreciate it. And we're here to celebrate you too. A lot of people here, every single person here is invited for a reason. And you've all played a very pivotal role in the lives of these two up to this point. Dave, or as we call Super Dave, he was the officiant today. He did a great job. You can clap for him. Dave was around since Summer was very young, so it was very appropriate that she asked him to do it. Plus, I kind of think of small towns as Mark, maybe our RFP, and he's our Bonnie Five. So it was a perfect fitting thing. How we call him that. It's okay. But thank you, Super Dave, wherever you are. We love you. Appreciate that. Tommy is our photographer. You've noticed her. She's been around. She was part of our youth group forever and a very big part of Summer's life, if you didn't know that. But I just cannot wait to see these incredible photos because you know everybody here, you know Summer so well. No pressure, but I'll want to see him by tomorrow. And Will is behind the camera. Will is a very important part of our lives as well. He was one of my good friends when I moved up to here from LA, and we had so many similar backgrounds. We ran in the same group as we found out here. So Will, and also I want encourage you guys to come up to the camera and share stories, horror stories, good stories, bad stories, it doesn't matter. He can edit. So feel free to just go at it. But as I look around and I see just so much beauty, not only in the faces through here, but that background today. Wow. Eddie, Angela, God has a favorite place here, and it's obviously in Springville at this place, and you guys have just done a spectacular job. Is there a more beautiful picturesque place than this? And Angela built this together, so that goes on, tells you Summer's got some great people in their lives. There's some people that I want to acknowledge, because those people, the intoxicated. Purple Chuck. I see somebody knew him. They said, he was the first one that spoiled Summer to death. He even bought, don't read my notes. He even bought her a full life-size Barbie. Remember that? He brought her, I think we even used part of the clothes for her for some event because they fit her. But he also taught her how to bake, but he also taught her how to use every single pot and pan and dish in the kitchen. You should have seen it. It was pretty good. But he is here. He is here in spirit with us. Arlene, my wife's mother, who's I guess you call her grandmother-in-law. Passion of golf, passion of fashion. She is here with you. Just loved you to death. So we thank her presence here as well. I'm going to forget names. I may omit people, but I'm sorry. It's been an emotional 27 years, emotional week, emotional day. So
If I forget you, I apologize, and I'll come give you a hug later. I may not make up for it, but hey, it's all I can give you. But every single person here is here for a reason, because we've all been a part of their lives. Melanie and Joe, thank you for raising such an incredible young man. His character, his integrity, and passion for life are a welcoming addition to our family. I look forward to putting more faces to the stories that I hear from holidays and stuff. Looks like this whole side, I'm going to spend about an hour and a half meeting right here, because you guys just seem so incredible. And family is the integral cog in the apparatus that we call life. I know this may be long, but like I said, I've been waiting for 27 years, so I ask for some leniency for my words. I promise I'll be as brief and shorter than my sermons, Tommy. Okay. Today is a day when a father feels many emotions. No, I just can't read my writing. Walking Summer down the aisle, that is probably the greatest journey so far. Okay, so it was just a short stroll. Every moment of father and daughter ran through my mind as I was walking down. You saw pauses because I just remember so many father-daughter moments in our life. The moment when the doctor handed her to me, I just experienced it. They asked me to cut the umbilical cord, and I thought, God, I hope we have somebody more experienced than me to do that. But it worked out okay. Her belly button's fine. But in that moment, it's like she started her own life. She became her own person. And then those little fingers wrapping around, Dad, you know, when that little fingers wrap around your pinky, you just melt. And you know that it's your time to step up and be her guide in the direction for the rest of her life. Well, that flashed before me, and I fought back the tears as I was walking you down the aisle today. We won't talk about first look because I'll just lose it. So, I just have never seen a more beautiful bride in my life. Now, I may be partial, but it's true. When you see the pictures. But the first moment I laid eyes on this precious gift from God, in both instances, she looked to me for assurance and a sense of protection. So on that first day back on October 12, 1994, I was given the role of a lifetime. That being your dad. From that moment forward, it was my job to protect you from the world, to be a role model to help guide you in life. And it's a position that I always cherish. Though you made your mom, Angela, and I wait for, what was it, like 25, 26 hours you were in labor? She's never on time. So, but it was worth waiting. Worth waiting for this beautiful baby girl. Now, being a girl dad takes a lot out of you. I've got, if you notice, my first daughter, Sierra, and now Summer. I have two beautiful daughters and a beautiful stepdaughter as well. But being a girl dad takes a lot out of you, but it brings a lot of smiles to you. I say I played the part of role model, but Summer was very lucky as a young girl and a young lady because she had some fantastic men in her life as role models for her. Well, sure, I taught her how to shop. I taught her about name brands, designers. Taught her about mixing powder and liquid foundation to get a beautiful flow. How to do her hair. But apparently there's more to life than just that. So luckily, Summer had a very generous and loving grandfather, Carmen. Sorry, the batteries are running out. Spent a lot of time with her, just showing her how much love was in her life and how important love was. And how to pick out that tie. Remember, Carmen, you used to always pick out your tie every morning. He lived with us for a while before he moved up here. But he was a perfect teacher for his granddaughter. He shared how important laughter was, how important compassion, and most importantly, how important food is to her life, her child. He gave her the passion for cooking and for food, and I even remember Summer falling asleep in a plate of pasta when you were young. I think we have a picture somewhere. But thank you for showing me, Carmen, how important the influence of a good grandfather is. Because I take those lessons to my granddaughter now. She had her Uncle John, who's here as well. He thankfully taught her never ride a motorcycle. Because, I'll tell you stories later about that. And also never to date anybody that drives a motorcycle. But he also taught her the importance of patience. That's something I couldn't teach her, but you got that from your Uncle John, and we're thankful for that. Her godfather, Greg Moonkin, he showed Summer the importance of strength and generosity and caring for others, and that he would always have her back. And he can run a background check in a matter of moments when I give him a call on anybody that she was ever interested in. So thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. And he's still got our back. And if there's anybody upset, just let me know. We'll give him a call. So Summer is also blessed with a great role model in her stepfather, Dave. He's the one that built this place. I'm also thankful for his influence on Summer. It's always been a positive one. He showed her how to handle herself, whether it's hunting or camping, and how to take care of herself in any tough situation. And also how to drive to Fresno and back in an hour without getting a ticket. So we appreciate that. He's been a great part of Summer's life. There's many role models here, and many people that played a role in the life of Summer and Joseph. But I wanted to point out some of the strong men in Summer's life, because what you found is an incredible young man. And there are many more. As a blended family, we're very blessed. As I shared, her stepfather and his family is also all here, and I hear they are just like a party animal. So they are the ones. I thank you for embracing my daughter Summer and Sierra, who you heard from earlier. They gained a larger, fun, wild, extremely nuts family, and you guys join in right with us. So we're all on the same page. My girls also gained more from their stepbrothers and sisters from my beautiful bride Dory's family. Dory. I love you, Mom. Anna, Matt, Hugo, now Isabel. They all accepted my girls, so we became this huge family, willing to battle together. Even on the soccer pitch, we all played together. It was one huge family, and we just beat the hell out of everybody. So, but many laughs, right? I know you got kicked out. Many laughs, tears, memories from the gathering of very large extended families. Summer and Joseph also have their aunts, my sisters, Michelle and Heather. Their uncles, Gary, who's here, Scott, who has passed on but still remains present in their lives, even more so today, during the great times of new beginnings. Lots of cousins, which were actually most of her bridal party as well. Family is so important here, and family is important in everybody's lives. Embrace them as you can. With so many great people in their lives, how can we have anything but this wonderful newly married couple before us? Knowing we have so many of us to go out to in time of need, or even more important, many different households to come celebrate life's biggest beautiful moments. Our children are shaped by the people in their lives. I just shared a few of their role models, but Summer is also a dynamic, passionate, and strong young lady. Sorry. These are traits bestowed upon her by very strong women in her life. It begins with her mother, Angela. She's shown her daughter there's nothing that she cannot do, and that somebody telling her she can't do something is just not in the vocabulary, not in the understanding. She also taught her to never accept no, and that you can't. And Jenny, her grandmother, who's watching on FaceTime, Facebook, Zoom, I don't know, carrier pigeons. She also taught her never to throw money away. She's been a pivotal part of your life. She's been a great year. And she also was the other side of the phone when you were watching The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Garbage shows. But I watch it with my daughters too, so. But she is also watching from above and been a very, very big part of your life. Susie, Carmen's wife Susie, she's been a passionate, loving grandmother as well. She's nuts. She's just absolutely nuts. And she is so much fun. She's always there with a huge smile, a hug, and always a much needed laugh. Her stepmother Dory, my beautiful bride, has shown her strength, organization, notes. What is it with you guys in notes and packing ahead of time? And lots of shopping. Dory taught her how to shop. Oh boy, did she teach you how to shop. There could be a lot of packages on your front door. But she has been a tremendous role model. And just somebody that I just love to death. And she has embraced my daughters and done just a great job and been a great influence on me. But it's every father's hope that his daughter finds happiness. It's also scary when she meets the wrong guys. Then you pray that she meets this tremendous right guy. As a girl dad, you never stop worrying. And I know I'm going on, just be patient with me. There was a time when Summer, she was in her car seat, and her mother and I were driving, and she had this little ring that we got her. It was a lollipop ring, just to keep her quiet. And she's sucking away, and all of a sudden you hear this. And we look back. There's no more ring. And there's no more lollipop. There's just her mother and I driving to the emergency room. It was then the doctor said, well, she swallowed the ring. We had two choices. We can either go to surgery or we can give her something to relax her throat and see if it passes. So as I go down to get something to drink, I come back and I see Angela sitting there, her head in her hands. She's talking to the surgeon. Eyes are just worse than mine are right now. And I'm like, crap. And I'm sprinting, just worrying, just going, oh, the worst has happened. But it was okay. The doctor said she swallowed it. So in the next few days, it was going to be our duty to look at her duty. And luckily, we found that everything was okay. It was a scary few days. But it just shows you that as a father and as a parent, you never stop worrying. It doesn't matter how old they are, how young they are, you just never stop worrying. So now, you don't wear any lollipop rings anymore. Now you have a new ring. And now Joe, you're the one that gets to worry. It's just important that you hope when the day comes, like today, that you've done all you can do to just have them set up for a good life. Be prepared for life. You hope she finds somebody that can pick up the role of hand in hand along with this new path you guys are going down and be good enough for my daughter. A father looks for quality traits in any young man that comes to ask for his daughter's hand in marriage. And we're very picky. Very, very picky. And Brady's packing. But now Joseph and Summer have been dating for a while, so I've known you for a while. And no, you don't measure up to Tom Cruise image. We've heard all about that today. Or even Tom Hanks. It doesn't matter either one. But I can say, Joseph, you're so much more. Absolutely so much more. Your character and ambition and integrity, I see it in you. And it warms my heart knowing that you will do anything to make my daughter smile. And we shared something today as we both had our first looks. And all you could talk about was just you're marrying your best friend. And you were so excited for today. And I thought, she married a wimp just like her dad. This is so cool. But he will protect you from the world and battle anyone that comes and wants to do any harm to you. There's only 2 pages left. Go look. They say a father gives his daughter away on the wedding day. But I'm not giving her away. I refuse to do that. She's my daughter. I would rather welcome a new son to my family. And I could never be prouder than having you as my son. You're an incredible young man who can help me with my math homework. But when you asked if you could marry Summer, I was honored to have you join our family. I was so excited for her. Then Dory and I waited each weekend for that phone call about how he did it. Was he romantic? Was he fun? And we waited. And we waited. And we waited. Months went by. So that I would call her so often, just, hi, how you guys doing? Nothing yet? I'm thinking, what the heck happened? Then finally we got the call. Yes, you like to take your time. But as you're waiting for that perfect moment, you also got a perfect new bride. Yes, you did. You're worth the wait. I want you to enjoy the happiness. The happiness that Dory and I have. The happiness that your mother and Eddie have. The happiness that your mom and dad have. The happiness that grandparents. You have such great role models. May your smiles and laughter continue daily and outshine any difficulties. May you walk hand in hand along the path of life together in unison. May you look at one another in tough times, and may you battle together to overcome any obstacle. May you find in one another the same happiness and passion that I share that we all have. In any adversity, may you focus on each other in that love, that amorous devotion you display before all of us today. May each one of you and each one of us in attendance be willing to pray for your continued love affair. May you bring me more grandbabies. I love kids. Maybe another girl for me to golf with or to go to a USC football game. Summers your dad, I cannot express in words the amount of joy and love and vital impact you have played in my life as your father. You will always be my little girl, even though I have to look up and get on my tippy toes to see you eye to eye. Joseph, may you experience the happiness and joy that summer brought to me as a dad. As you walk through the first steps as a married young couple, please imprint today's memories in those cherished memories. There will be good times and a few bad times, but together, clothed in the embrace and love of God, you can withstand anything that may be thrown at you. So finally, as we raise a glass, and everybody goes, thank God this guy's done. I don't care. I've been waiting. Summer and Joseph, I love you. We all love you. And may you have a long, long, loving relationship. Thank you.
All right, no more. All right, our tradition is we get the groom, the last toast to his new bride. So if I could have you guys stand.
We want to thank everybody for coming out. You are all very important to us. You're all here today. You're all here because you're very important to every single one of us. We are very honored and blessed to have all of you in our lives. I look around, I see a lot of beautiful, smiling faces, and it's great now to see all the families intermingling and getting to know each other. This is exactly what we want. This is a very beautiful moment to have all of you here. We are incredibly fortunate to have every single one of you.
We just want to thank Eddie and Angela for being with us here for the last 8 weekends, getting this place ready for this. It's been a lot of work, but it's turned out more than I can even imagine. I want to thank Mel and Joe and my dad and Jory for helping support us through this and helping to also throw an amazing wedding. And let's party!
All right, if you guys all want to stay in your seats. And this is their father-daughter.
Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from harm around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small.
You ready for this? We've got a surprise for the bride here. The groom, their father has picked out a special song. Would like us to play it for him. The song is "You'll Be in My Heart." The father has picked "My Little Girl."
You gotta go country, we're in the country. Phil Collins is in country.
That's because you don't want to cry again.
I know.
Gotta hold on easy as I let you go. Gonna tell you how much I love you, though you think you already know. I remember I thought you looked like an angel wrapped in pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born. You're beautiful, baby, from the outside in, chasing dreams, but always know the road. That smile, maybe my heart is gone. I look at you, I've turned around and you're almost gone. Sometimes you're asleep, I whisper I love you in the moonlight at your door. As I walk away, I hear you say, Daddy, love you. Beautiful baby from the outside in, chase your dreams, but always know the road that will lead you home again. Go on, take on this whole world, but to me, you know you'll always be my little girl. Someday some boy will come and ask me for your hand, but I'll
Let's give them a round of applause. We're going to keep the bride on the dance floor and we're going to invite her stepfather up.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you and the place you live. I hope you always forgive.
Let's give them a round of applause. And next up, every mother's dream, the Mother Sundays.
Climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow covered hills, till the landslide called me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can you shine within my heart right above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle seasons of my life?
Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to invite the bride and groom back onto the dance floor. They have a special dance they'd like to dance with the grandparents. The grandparents have met. Come on up and join. You can all dance together.
Someday, when I'm up below, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight.
come on up. All couples, come up and join the dance floor.
With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that light wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? Just the way
One more song going for your couples.
sleep in peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world, and a full stars when they shine. You know how I feel. Scent of the pine. You know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me.
The microphone.
Okay, take it in. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, cut that cake.
Cut those buns. Cut the buns.
And then face out towards us. There we go. Kick his butt. Oh, you're done. Magic chewing.
We just ate all your bunches. Oh my gosh.
I'm very impressed. Where all the
Away on the road, I my friend. Oh, I get high as hell, my friend.
I'm laughing. All right. Yeah. That was how we do it for our wedding. Just like
1, 2, 3, go.
Mick, I love you, bud. You've grown into such an amazing man, and it's such a pleasure to see you get to share this honor with Summer. And I love you, bud. From all of us, we love you.
Congratulations, you guys. I hope you guys many years of love and happiness. You guys deserve it. We love you so much.
Could I have this day for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night when we're together?
come on here. Song's already over.
Summer, we wish you the best. God bless you guys, and we expect a lot of great grandbabies. Oh, goodness.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Joe.
And Joe. So I love you. So I'm not good.
Oh shit, we're supposed to say something. Sorry, Joe, we're awesome. Woo! You want to toss?
Yeah, get
This is Brody McGuire, and this is Jackass. Oh my god!
You have a good time tonight.
Great time!
That's the shot we've been looking for.
Hi, Joe and Summer. I love you guys. I wish you guys the best in your guys' marriage. I can't wait to see that marriage grow with you guys from years on now. Love you guys. Love you so much. Hey, Roland, I'm trying to film here.
Sorry. Oh my God. Cut, rewrite, hit your mark. Hit your mark.
I was on my mark. As stage background.
Summer, Mickey, we love you. We couldn't be more proud of you. I can't wait to have more movie nights, more hangout nights with you. We love you so much. We're so proud of you, and welcome to the family, Summer Baeza.
I love you guys. Mickey, Summer, I love you guys. I mean, you guys are the perfect couple. You guys are our role models, and we're just so happy to have you. And we love you guys, and we're just so happy for this day, and you know, we're happy for you. Love you guys.
Now, what really matters, though, is how much money did you give him during the dance?
It's my brother. It was free.
Yeah.
Free 99.
Joe and Summer, I love you guys, and I'm so happy for you, and I hope that you have a long-lasting, wonderful marriage. I hope you find that home that you are hunting for, and your wedding has been wonderful and beautiful and loving, and everything that I'm sure you guys hope for, because I feel it. So I love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Hey, Summer and Joe, congratulations.
You have fun tonight?
We had a great time. Summer, Joe, we love you both very much. A little bit of marriage advice. Joe, even when you're right, you're wrong. Remember that, and never go to bed angry. We love you both. God bless you both, and have a great life. We're always here for you.
Love you.